NB Cuphead. Are we doing more NB? I don't know, me and Bandy have big drama. There was starting drama, then there was starting more drama, then there's never mind, I love Bandy now, and then there's we hate Bandy now, the drama's back. We need to finish it up with, do you know what? Me and Bandy are chill, do you know what I mean? Okay, hang on, real quick before you watch the Bandy video. We're gonna go on a field trip, chat. I want to quickly, like, refresh my memory. Cupheads, all bosses. Okay, these guys are harmless. I put them in, like, C. They're fine. I think I put most of the beginning bosses in, like, C. They're just okay. This one's also another C, I think. Maybe a C+, because I like the last transformation. I think it's really creative. Like, this transformation. Like... I think this transformation is quite creative. I like it. So maybe I give it a C+. This is probably the first B tier. I really like this boss. This boss is pretty solid. Especially like the last phase. When they go like with Super Saiyan. I like this boss as well. This one's a B. This one's a B for me. The fighting frogs, I just like them. I don't think they're like particularly difficult. I just like the whole gimmick. I just like how they become a slot machine, you know? Literally goes... he hits you the... And then he's like... When they fuse together, they become a slot machine. Bro, I wish when I fused together with someone, I became a slot machine. This one's another B tier one. Maybe even B+. I like the idea of fight. She's like, I fucking hate you, you fucking Cuphead motherfucker. And after a while, she comes out. She's pissed. She tells the whole castle to come out after you. Oh no, I like these ones. These ones are quite charming. Beppy? I think we're getting into A tier territory now. A+. I just like this whole gimmick where like the train comes, you parry off the train to get onto the thing. This one's A, maybe even an S, maybe. I like Beppis. Very creative boss. Jimmy the Genie. I forgot his name is. He's another A. I would say A. I don't think he's one of my favorites. I think the plane levels just aren't as good as the platforming levels, if you ask me. So I don't think these are going to be S. I don't think any of them is going to be S. But this one's an A. I really like this one. I think this one's quite fun. A lot of fun transformations in that one. I'm not big on this one. I'll be real with you. I'm not big on this one. I'm really not that big on this one. I think this one's like a C. I'll be real with you. I just think the whole platforming amongst the clouds just didn't really get me very much. This one's like another B though. I like this one. Firstly, it becomes a alien egg bird, and then it becomes like on a stretcher. I like this one. I like this one a bit. Even the nurse birds are trying to fucking kill you, you know what I mean? I like this one. Honey Bottom is an S. This is an S tier fight, chat. I'm not hearing anyone tell me otherwise. This is like one of the best bosses in the game. She's really fun. I'm a big fan of this fight. I think constantly going up is more fun than constantly going left and right. So that's why the dragon fight didn't work for me. So that you have to constantly go left and right, like up, I think works as a better like, sort of like thing you have to keep you on your toes more than going left and right. That's what I think. That's an unpopular opinion. What's a good thing? I don't care, nerd. Okay, this is a D tier fight. This fight is ass. This fight sucks. Who likes this fight? This fight sucks. It's too easy. For this point of the game, it's too fucking easy. Okay, this is another like B+ tier fight. I like this one. Yeah, I just like the whole aesthetic. I think the whole aesthetic takes this one to A. I just like the whole idea, like Sally stage play. I like it. We got a whole like stage play thing going on. Oh my god, the groom is like, oh come on, we gotta get married. We gotta get married, guys. I don't remember this one. Why don't I remember this one? I don't really remember this one. Is he doing the Tom scream? No, I'll give him a B. This is an F tier fight. I don't care what anyone. This is an F tier fight. This fight sucks. This fight sucks ass. First, you're on a plane, which already is just like not as fun as being on the ground. Then too much stuff to avoid. Then when you finally fucking kill this stupid robot, it becomes bullet hell. F tier fight. Fucking hate this fight. Worst fight in the game. Calamari Stacy? I don't know what the fuck her name is. I think it's an A tier fight. I like this one. I like the gimmick at the end, where like she turns you into stone and you have to kind of like get out of there, you know? This is an A tier fight, easy. This is an S tier fight, right, guys? Is it a hot take? Hot take gamers? Yeah, this is amazing. I love this fight. This whole gimmick is amazing. I don't know if he's gonna rank all of the King Dice fights separately. If I was doing a ranking, I wouldn't personally. I wouldn't rank them because I think ranking them separately is just kind of like, no. If you're asking me though, I think the whole King Dice rigmarole is like an A tier fight. The fight is not as good as the individual. I think they all come together as like one good fight, but I think the individual fights are just like all kind of like C pluses, I think. I wish King Dice's fight lasted for a bit longer. I don't know if I'd put an S or A+. Or maybe S minus. And then what, the devil? The devil himself? I don't think this is an S tier fight, right, chat? I think this was an A, but on S. My issue with this fight is that I wish it was harder. Like, am I crazy for that? I feel like this one was too easy. The first fight phase was like decently hard, but then every other phase is like much more easier. Like Salt Baker was hard enough. Glumstone? I think all of these DLC fights are like an A, at least minimum. Am I crazy for that? This one's good. This one's like an A at least. This one's an S. I love this one. This one's great. This was an S tier fight. I don't know if I'm crazy for that. This was an S. This one's another A. I like this one. This one's really fun. If not an S. This is another A, if not an S. All of these are so... All the DLC ones are amazing. This one's another A. I think I'm comfortable putting this in A, not S. And Salt Baker's an S. All of these are like... The DLC is amazing. I don't know how they cook so hard. But it was like the best DLC ever, honestly. Fuck my life. I think give the Super Boss an A as well. Either way, I'm hoping that he agrees with me that Dr. Carl's dog shit experiment sucks eggs. Okay, at least. All right, Bandy. Have you got any good takes for us, Bandy Tholomew? Ranking every Cuphead boss? I better not see any nonsense, okay? We're starting the drama again, okay? Guys, get your drama goggles on, okay? We're starting drama again, okay? We're starting drama again. Have you got your drama goggles on? We're back to the drama land, all right? Let's go.
Out, it's high time to rank. Now that the delicious Last Course DLC is out, it's high time to rank every Cuphead boss. I'll be playing on normal difficulty and splitting up every mid-boss from King Dice as its own. As you'd expect, this list is based on easiest to hardest. So with that, let's get her ranked. 40. Parauleta. If you have the Smoke Bomb charm, there is virtually no challenge whatsoever.
Is this one of the King Dice bosses, right?
Parauleta shoots some balls in the air, but they all come down in a line and as predictable as can be. Then you just dash between her legs when she's spinning around, and that's it. 39. Chip's Bet Again.
Again, I don't really think.
Imagine the Yellow Devil from Mega Man 1, but way slower and no laser eyeball. That's basically all this mini-boss is. The chips randomly swing from one side of the screen to the other. 38. Fear Lap. A skeleton horse dude gives you some gifts, and shooting them releases a bunch of horseshoes. The foreground kind of makes this challenging, but the horseshoes move so slowly that it barely makes a difference. There's also horses on the bottom, but they're so out of the way that they'll...
If I recall, this caused a lot of drama in the Cuphead community. Really? Can we find some odd Reddit poses? I'm too tired again, as I can't stream anymore. Can we find some old Reddit posts?
Never be a problem. 37. Mr. Wheezy. I can almost smell the smoke, and it smells awful. Cigarettes float up from the bottom, and Wheezy spits fireballs. If using the Smoke Bomb charm, you can easily switch from left to right, since Wheezy likes to move around a bunch. The only slightly challenging part is the fireball patterns, and nothing else. 36. Hocus Pocus. This bunny boy either sends card suits across the screen or conjures a ring of rabbit skulls. Both of these are really easy to avoid.
I don't really have too much to say about like the King Dice bosses. King Dice, so we'll skip ahead a little.
34. King Dice. Since we're just talking about the King Dice fight at the end, honestly, his difficulty varies depending on how much HP you're able to build up.
Which is why maybe you should have ranked all the King Dice fights together, I guess? I don't know.
For some reason, I was struggling to jump over the first card without getting hit, so I needed to have at least 4 HP going in as well as invincibility. With this strategy, I was able to take him out, but it was the only way. Getting that much HP without choking on the mini-boss isn't the easiest task, but we're not counting those for this boss. 33.
Again, it wouldn't that be flawed then? I don't know, man. Should have just ranked all the bosses together then.
3. The Queen. Parry off cannons to hit the Queen in the background. She'll throw a variety of jewelry at you, but for the most part, it's easy to avoid. The only difficult part is aiming the cannon at the right spot. This is another great idea for a boss battle. It's too bad it's not harder, seeing as it's the final one of the King's Gauntlet. 32. The Knight. You'll parry the top of the Knight's hair. And to be honest, I kind of struggled with this one at first. It all comes...
Yeah, this one took me a little while as well. This motherfucker... And then when he kills you, he goes, I've got the W, and you've got the L. And I'm like... Yeah? Yeah, Kaisenat? Yeah? Alright, bitch.
Down to paying attention to the horse's face. Once you learn what his expressions do, you can fairly easily avoid his attacks. Although he does take a good amount of hits. 31. Pip and Dot. A die is swinging while spitting out 20-sided die. The floor is also moving with some spikes to avoid. Frankly, the floor is really the only portion that was tripping me up. Otherwise, this would have been the easiest boss. I do find it interesting how both sides...
Okay, let's skip ahead again.
29. Goopy Legrand. Our little blue slimy gumball does a bunch of bouncing and slings his head forward for a big punch. After eating a jelly bean, he gets larger and does some more jumping and punching. At this point, you've unalived him and his great...
Yeah, mods, can we kill Bandy, please? Can we kill Bandy? Can we just, like, get rid of him? Can we just kill him, please? Can we kill Bandy, please? Can we kill Oh, that word you don't want to say? That word you don't want to say, Bandy? Yeah. Can we kill Bandy, guys? Can we kill Okay, I probably shouldn't say it so much. I don't want to community guidelines. I'm gonna only honest, Bandy. You've triggered my trap card. That is easily one of my least... I don't care if he said Lord. I don't care. I'm gonna be honest, I don't fucking care. Listen. You are a script writer, Bandy, okay? You have a litany, a smorgasbord of the entire English language to use. Let me hear that again.
He gets larger and does some more jumping and punching.
Okay, Lord is actually crazy, I'll be real.
At this point, you've unalived him.
At this point, he's perished. At this point, he got... Shut up! I'm doing a thing! One sec, Wiley. At this point, he's perished. At this point, he's no longer with us. In this point, he adopts a transformation from beyond the grave. You see how I came up with 3 different ways? You see how I go with instantly, without even trying, Bandytholomy. I came up with 3 different ways to say what he said in a less algo speak than yours, huh? You see how I did that? You see how I did that? It's one of my. And he shoved off the world's mortal coil. He became past the... Hang on, how are we coming up with far more interesting ways to say unalived? I'll be honest, that is my... I get it. Oh, you don't want the algorithm to censor your videos. The worst one is unalived, because there's so much more creative ways to say he's dead if you don't want your video getting demonetized, okay? There's so many more creative ways. And I hate... That's the one I hate the most. When people abbreviate sexual assault to SA, I'm like, do you know what, fair? SA, it's the acronym, makes sense. When people say unalived instead of just anything else, I want to die. I want to die, and I want to die now. That's what I want to do. Anyway, my bad, Wiley.
Nathaniel is hungry. Please feed him.
I'm sorry I had to yell at you, Bender, okay? But you see what you made me do? But yeah, it's just like, yeah, it's one of my pet peeves. It's my Winter Soldier trigger. I hate when people say unalived, because there's just so many more creative ways to say what you just said, and you decided to go with the dog shit stupid Zoomer one. Thank you so much.
In his grave is a forger and does some...
Let me just... Hang on.
And slings his head forward for a big punch. After eating a jelly bean, he gets larger and...
Larger. That's pretty funny now that I'm listening to that. He becomes larger. Becomes larger.
Does some more jumping and punching. At this point, you've unalived him, and his grave is attacking by smacking down at the ground. The jumping patterns are a little awkward at first, especially when he gets bigger, but even still, it's not too terribly bad. 28.
Am I crazy for saying that boss is harder than the root pack? Am I crazy for that, chat? And I feel like root pack, I'd go root pack and then guy before. That's what I would do. No, yes, not really, no. A mix of answers.
Root pack. All 3 phases are fairly simple, starting with Sal's sputter. He spits out slow-moving meatballs, and then out comes Ollie Bowl. As all onions do, he cries deadly tears, although calling them deadly is a stretch since avoiding them is ridiculously easy. If you don't shoot Ollie, he'll dig himself back into the ground, and Horace Radish comes out with Chauncey Chantani. I never even knew this secret phase existed until looking it up. I love that Cuphead has hidden stuff like this. But why is the carrot a hypnotist? You're asking the wrong guy. I don't know, but his attacks are...
I would have guessed. I don't know. I'm taking his point literally here. I'm guessing it's because like he's a hypnotist, because hypnotists use their eyes, and carrots are good for your eyes. I thought that was kind of the joke, you know, like you hypnotize someone by looking deep. Ooh, you know, like that sort of thing. That's why I assumed it was, right, Jack?
Easy to avoid, but fighting with the radish adds a little more difficulty since you have to keep jumping over it while avoiding the carrots. But even still, it's a cakewalk. 27. Tipsy Troop.
Gonna skip ahead.
26. Mangosteen. An 8-ball shoots some orbs and...
Is this another one of those... Is this another one of the King Dice mini-bosses, chat? Yeah, third eye type of thing.
Billiard Chalk attacks you. Of all the mini-bosses, this is probably the hardest because it has the most things to avoid at once. But even so, the Chalk flips away slowly, and same with the orbs.
This is harder than... Hang on. This is harder than Goopy Legrand? What are we... A King Dice mini-boss that I would say is one of the easier ones is harder than Goopy Legrand? Oh, Bandy, what are we doing here, lads? Like, even I remember this mini-boss being fucking easy. Whoa, that's where the... Yeah, I can see where the controversy came from. Good grief, lads.
25. The Bishop. Unlight the candles to make the spinning bishop head turn pink for a parry. There's also some smoke balls that fly around, but the real challenge is the head itself. Its patterns get faster and faster and more sporadic, so you really need to pay attention to get through this one. 24. Mortimer Freeze. The only guy I know that can pull a whale out of thin air.
Mortimer Freeze? I feel like he's harder than this. Am I wrong for saying that?
You'll start by avoiding some icicles and cards.
I remember him taking a while for me to kill. I remember this one taking me ages. This is probably I would say other than Salt Baker, this is probably the hardest DLC one outside of Salt Baker, I would say. Down here is wild. This is hot. This is a below Briny Beard. I would have expected Briny Beard to be down here, if I'm being honest. Like, Briny Beard's pretty easy, I don't know.
Which, frankly, is all pretty easy to do. Then he'll turn into a snow monster which rolls around, and also becomes a fridge which fires ice cubes, and there's some spikes that protrude from the ground. Once again, these projectiles are...
Yeah, this is ranked by difficulty, but like, even by difficulty, there's no way Mortimer's down here. There's no chance.
Pretty slow for Cuphead standards. After that is the hardest phase. The battlefield turns into 5 rotating platforms, and you fight an evil snowflake.
Yeah, like, that's probably why I'd rank him hardest, because any boss that saves their hardest phase for last can't be down here. You just can't really do that, to be honest. Like, not only does he start hard, but he ends even harder. It's not a case of, like, the devil. The devil is somewhere I'd put, like, maybe in the middle, because I think the devil's first phase is the hardest, and then he gets easier. That's something where, like, you could probably rank it down here. This one, like, starts tough and gets tougher, and is down here?
There's this eyeball attack.
Remember, this is below, what's it? The moon lady, I forgot her name. This is below her? This is below her?
That fires lasers, which can be a bit tricky to avoid, but that's the only part that I kind of struggled with. 23. Secret Devil Boss.
Okay, okay. Hildeberg, thank you. Okay, this one took me ages, guys. Am I crazy for this? This one took me ages. I just couldn't get the hang of the whole, like, turning. This is one where, like, this is probably on me. I don't think this boss is, like, that hard, literally, but this one took me fucking ages. I just could not get used to... Oh, fuck. I just could not fathom my head around it. For some, I imagine this is easy and it's a fair placement. But for me, I personally would not put this low. I'd put it here, but fair enough.
There's not
I just could not get the flow of this.
Official name yet, but you basically fight the devil after defeating him from the base game. There's an angel and a devil, and whichever way you're facing determines where the devil will be. If you face in one direction the whole time, it makes this battle dramatically easier. The fire waves won't hurt you, and less fireballs spawn. It feels like this boss is some sort of lore leading to Cuphead 2 in the future. It's all so mysterious.
Is it? Is it?
22.
I can see why people thought this video was weird, because it feels like he's just saying things. Do you know what I mean? It feels like it leads to Cuphead 2. It's like, oh, you're gonna like say some sort of indication as to why? No. Okay, Matt Pat. Like, yeah, I mean, I say okay, Matt Pat, but I think even he would have at least given us something, you know? A little crazy.
2. Cagney Carnation.
Again, this is harder than... What's his name, sorry? Mortimer Freeze? Mortimer Freeze... How old is this? This is 2022, chat, so we can't give him, like, a super, like, old take. Like, this is an old take, therefore. This is relative by Bandy stand. This is recent. Even Bandy was using Fiverr, huh? Shit, bro. Like, I love this fight, but there's no way this is above Mortimer Freeze. There's no chance.
Or as Tetra calls him, Plant Boy. I love how Cagney just jams out in between attacks. It's a lot of fun to watch. He charges his beautiful face forward and cranks out a bunch of sycamore seeds which grow into terrifying plants.
Guys, I thought Bandy's dark era wasn't in 2022. Like, what are we doing here? Are we still in the dark era? Are we? Fuck.
After a while, he gets frustrated, grows shark teeth, and the bottom ground is covered in his spiky vines. This is such a cool transformation. Even if the second phase is a bit easier than the first, it feels more intense. 2 of the 3 platforms constantly get strangled in vines, but there's plenty of time to see it happen before it does.
So why is it down here and below Mortimer Freeze? Or above Mortimer Freeze then? Why? You just said it was relatively simple. By your description, this shouldn't be down here.
21. Baroness von Bonbon.
Relatively fair placement, but relative to what else we've seen, no. Does that make sense? If this was a normal ranking, this being down here would be fine. But yeah, no, this...
One of the most unique fights due to the bosses themselves being completely random. You don't even fight Baroness until the end, but instead take on 3 of the 5 candy bosses first. Colonel Von Pop is just floating around the screen, minding his own business. Sergeant Gumbo Gumball is literally just running around, spitting some gumballs out of his head. Lord Godpacker is essentially the same as the candy corn guy, and after all the mini-fights, the castle itself crawls towards you. Baroness will throw her head, and some menthols roll out of the doors. It's one of the longer fights, but none of the bosses are all that challenging. They move pretty slowly with...
And also, he's doing that thing where, like, he's like, spending more time describing the fight than actually explaining what makes it hard. Like, for example, if I was to describe why, like, just off the top of my head, again, I haven't played Cuphead in years, so part of my off-the-cuff analysis, but, like, if I was describing, like, Phase 1 of the Devil, for example, I'd describe how, like, a lot of his transformations are, like, they happen quite, like, sporadically. There's not really too much startups. There's also some attacks where, like, he does the clap attack where you have to make sure you duck. There's some attacks where, like, it involves a wide range of evading abilities with not a big window to avoid, you know? Like, you want to describe exactly what is making the boss hard, but instead he's just describing the boss, you know? And this is 2022, Bandy. I can't like give him a pass. I can't give him an old pass for that. Like with the old rankings, it was more funny than it was bad. But like this is not that good. I'll be real with you, bro.
Predictable patterns. 20. Cala Maria. I don't know why, but I think I only died like 2 or 3.
I personally put Cala Maria a bit higher, but sure. Why do so many people describe things that are giving critique? I think it's just one of those things where it just sounds right. Does that make sense? Like it's one of those traps that I don't know. It's just really easy to fall for. I can't say I understand. I wish I could help you and explain why it happens. I can't say I understand because for me, I want to explain why I placed a thing. In fact, I do the opposite. I don't like describing what's happening because you can see it. It's on the screen. You can see what's happening. I like describing what makes it exactly hard. You know, that's just kind of what I like doing personally. Just to toot my own horn, I guess. But yeah, bearing in mind, we also haven't seen Ribbit and Croak, someone said. Yeah.
3 times before finishing this boss, and this is near the end game. She spits out some fish in a fairly basic pattern, then picks up a fire fishy that spews more flames. This squirty fella is supposed to make this harder, but the water pressure is pretty mild. The Puffer Gang is kind of a threat once it's paired with Cala's other attacks, but even then it's pretty...
And do you know the worst part about this ranking in this chat? This is 2022, Bandy. So you know he's not going to make a hear me out joke. Do you know what I mean? He's not going to go, hear me out. I'd love to see what those thins could do to me, eh? He's not even going to make a joke like that. He's not going to make it like the purple coins are more spread out than Sasha. He's not going to make any one of those jokes, you know what I mean? So you can't even expect any like old school Bandyisms. That's the worst. He's like grown up Bandy. But without the fucking analytical chops. This is literally the worst of both worlds. He's modern Bandy, so he's more refined, but old Bandy's lack of analysis. You get the worst of both worlds. Rank it in a day. Then you call it a day.
With the second phase, she gets zapped by some eels, and the eels shoot bullet hell if you don't destroy them in time. Although, honestly, she's pretty weak in this phase, so it's better to just knock her out quickly and move to the end.
I don't know, I found the fact that she freezes you, like, it means, like, if you're in a bad position, you can easily get hit, you know? I think this phase is quite tough, personally.
The final phase is slightly challenging because the walls get so narrow and the green laser thing can still freeze you for a moment, but even then, it's fairly simple. 19.
Again, I still think that, like, because you have to make sure your positioning's good, again, that's what makes it relatively tough. Again, I'm describing why it's tough, Bandy. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to say, yeah, the whole I can see of the fight is that you're in a cave, so you want to watch your positioning. But relatively speaking, I found it easy. Like, even that would be better, Bandy. What's that? Oh, no. Is this your go chat? At least my go just was a racist and disappeared from the internet. Honestly.
Call him the Executioner. While sharpening his axe, some heads and skulls fly towards you, and you have to parry the pink heads back at him. Sparks will start to head your way, and you'll have to hit the parried head in the right direction.
I think this is a... You think this is a fair placement, chat? I don't know. I suppose, I don't know, maybe a little... I don't know.
Multiple times to hit the rook. It's a pretty cool battle, and fairly tough as well. 18. Moonshine Mob.
Below Ribby and Croaks? Below Hildeberg?
You fight a bunch of bugs breaking the law because they're selling moonshine. The concept is charming, considering alcohol was against the law.
Charming mentioned.
On this time period. There's even ant cops that pop in to spray pesticide. After that, you'll find a ladybug in this gramophone, and then you fight this anteater that eats bugs and spits them back out. There's even a fake knockout screen, as you'll also need to destroy the announcer snail.
Yeah, that nearly caught. There's a Twitch clip. I don't know if someone... I probably won't be able to find it. But there's a clip where I dropped the controller when the knockout screen came up, and then I nearly died. And I would have got so fucking pissed.
Found the music notes hard to avoid, but that was really about it. The anteater's tongue generally stays out of your way, so it's only a slightly challenging boss. 17. Ribby and Croaks.
I feel like I haven't played Cuphead since launch, and I feel like I can come up with a better ranking than this. And that's just, I don't even say that like with any sort of meanness. I'm just like, this is diabolical. These guys? 17th out of, what, 40? I think it was 48, 40, right? Yeah, 40? Brother. This is harder than, fucking, what was it? Mermaid Medusa. Calamaria, that's her name. Calamaria. I would say even Cagney Carnation is harder. I would say the Secret Boss is harder. And Morma Freeze is definitely harder. What are we doing here, man? Yeah, I mean, S ranks be damned. Remember, he said he's playing this on normal mode, so it doesn't count.
Couple of martial art trained frogs want to tussle it out, starting with some fireballs and fish-shaped energy waves. Since they aren't moving, it's not too challenging to start. With the second
well, again, you're describing why it should be lower. Like, once we get into like the higher portions of the tier list, higher. I need English lessons, huh? You should be describing what makes it like a bit of a mix, right? You should be describing things that make it hard, but not too hard, right? It's like when you get into a B tier of a ranking. You like the track, or you like the thing, I'm talking about Mario Kart. You like the thing, but it's not as good as the other things. So you're supposed to mention some, you know, more highly, yes, exactly, higher-tholomy.
Ribby rolls to the other side and starts dishing out radioactive gumballs while Croaks turns into a fan of fury. Again, this phase isn't terribly hard if you can keep yourself in the middle. The final part is a bit trickier, as Ribby rolls into Croaks' mouth and then turns into a...
Yeah, we're just describing the fight right now?
Slot machine? Okay, that makes sense, I guess. You have to...
Doesn't make sense. Yeah. You made the mistake of not making sense, I guess. Hey, listen, he might not be as quirked up, but he's still a millennial, gamers. He's still a millennial. Can't take the millennial out of Bandy.
To parry off the crank and a bunch of spiked platforms fly out of the machine. You might get the red ones with flames. I've always found this the hardest just because there isn't a lot of screen to run around in. The orange platforms aren't too bad once you learn the ball's patterns. Honestly, it's the stupid coins that throw me off the most. It's like...
Yeah? The easiest bits are crazy. I'll just say crazy. Crazy, brother.
My brain doesn't even notice them since I'm so fixated on the platforms. 16. Sally Stage Play.
I don't feel like this should be this high, but sure.
You certainly fight Sally. She blows kisses and it turns into parryable hearts, and she can teleport all over the stage while throwing fans and spin kicking. For being an Inkwell Isle 3,
this shouldn't be so hard.
This boss takes a nosedive in difficulty on all fronts. The second phase has babies throwing bottles out the window and little rat cars drive around, but otherwise nothing else changes. With the third phase, she turns into a goddess meteorologist and strikes all sorts of weather conditions like lightning and waves. At the end, you just avoid her parasol and roses falling from the ground. So I guess she also died like Goopy and we're fighting her afterlife? And to think the secret phase is even more messed up. If you stand on both of the babies, her husband dies and she starts crying over his tombstone. So instead of babies throwing bottles, nuns throw crosses. But then her...
Okay, I did not know about the secret phase. And yeah, you also, just to go, you literally said... Oh, did he say... Hang on. Game is
At the end...
I'm too busy spacing out, I guess. Hang on. Transcript me. Did he say it, gamers? Did he say the forbidden phrase, gamers? Did he say it? I just missed it. Hey, transcript me, bro. What we doing? There we are. Did he say the forbidden line, chat?
Head boss. I'll be playing a normal.
Oh, what the hell, man? I was somewhere. Sorry.
Third phase, she turns into a goddess meteorologist and strikes all sorts of weather conditions like lightning and waves. At the end, you just avoid the babies. Her husband dies and she.
Oh, so we can say that now? Hey, what happened to unalived? Bandy! Hey, Bandy, you're gonna get banned! Broski! It's gonna be Nathaniel Bandy in a minute, what the hell? He just said it! It's right there! In 4K resolution! Right there for all of you guys to see! Oh, no. Oh, no, he said the D word, gamers. He said the D word. Oh, no.
The babies, her husband dies and she starts crying over his tombstone. So instead of babies throwing bottles, nuns throw crosses. But then her husband comes back as a god, so it's a little harder than before. I just can't believe how much effort has gone into the secrets. There's so much lore in just this one fight. 15.
So much lore. And again, he keeps mentioning, the second time now he's mentioned lore without elaborate. Like, what's the secret lore of Sally stage play? The liberals didn't want you to know about. The secret lore. The hidden secrets behind Sally stage plays. Divorce. Glumstone the Giant.
Glumstone the Giant. A big giant man has a cauldron in his mouth that releases deadly gases, and he also calls for help from geese and a bear. You've also got a bunch of gnomes that fire little yellow blasts at you, so this phase can be a bit much. But after that, he rips off his beard, which
I would say this probably should be in the top half, but again, relatively speaking to all the other ones we've seen, this is a bit strange.
Looks very painful, and plays sock puppets. A ball bounces back and forth, and more gnomes burst from the ground. He eventually decides to eat you, and you'll attack his cardia while surviving off crocodile skulls. Needless to say, this boss is one of the tougher ones. Just the sheer amount of obstacles that are hurled at you make this one challenging. 14. Hildeberg.
Referee. Hildeberg? You mean like the flying stage tutorial? 14th highest, but it's a difficulty rate. It's supposed to be a difficulty rate. He literally said difficulty rating, right, chat? Ref. Is he gonna at least describe it well, or is he just gonna describe the fight?
You know how people say that words hurt? That's taken quite literally, as Hilda's ha can hurt Cuphead, as well as these purple blimp thingies. She'll fly forward revealing a constellation, which tells you which form she'll take, one of those being a bull that lunges at you, or even female twins that release a powerful crystal ball. After enough damage, she starts trembling in pain and turns into a moon. This is where gets a touch tricky. These
Oh, so you'll swear? So we'll say died, unalive, we'll swear? What are we doing there, man? Very consistent, Mr. Bartholomew.
UFOs come out of nowhere and shoot pinpoint lasers. It's that on top of the stars is what makes this so difficult. This is the boss that tells you to get good at multitasking or give up. At the very...
I don't know, not particularly. Like, the UFOs are in a very consistent pattern, so are the stars. Like, relatively speaking, at this point in the game, yeah, tough, but... Like, is the reason it's in Inkwell I1?
At least, there's not that many stars to avoid, so it's manageable after some tries. 13.
Well, yeah, so then why is it 14th then? Why is it 14th then? Again, we're getting to the ones where it should be like, oh, this is tough, you know? Yes.
Rumor Honeybottoms. Before
fair placement. I like Rumor Honeybottom.
Fighting Rumor, a security bee comes in to lay out bombs while other worker bees fly in.
It's me, gamers. The security bees based on me.
I'm so glad that the worker bees have suitcases and look sad. They really captured the essence perfectly. After this, Rumor comes out and starts spitting bullet bills, pink spear things, and the scariest triangles you'll ever see. She'll turn on a plane and shoot lock-on fists and buzzsaws. Constantly jumping up kind of reminds me of Icicle Mountain, but in a good way. It's a pretty fun fight, and
it's
not
just like
that
melee
difficult
games.
after a handful of tries. 12. Esther...
Again, at this point in the tier list, gamers, you're supposed to tell me why it's hard. Not that it's easy after a while. It's such a... The worst part is it's such a nothing phrase, chat, isn't it? It's such a nothing phrase.
It's a pretty fun fight, and not that difficult after a handful of tries.
Yeah, no fight is that difficult after a handful of tries. That's kind of how, like, trial and error works. I don't know. Like, it's such a nothing phrase to say in your, like, analysis. I don't know, man. So do I.
Oi, speaking Silet emoji, fire emoji, fire emoji.
Oi, oi, oi.
Security B, 2017.
It was me. It was me. I did the voice. I did the voice.
12. Esther Winchester. Instead of fighting a cowgirl, you fight a cow that's a girl. You got.
I feel like 13th is fair. Like, around this part is fair, if you ask me.
Gotta love Cuphead for its puns. And good golly gracious is this fight tough. It's one of those pay attention to 80 things at once kind of bosses. You have to worry about snake oil, birds dropping dynamite, a big cactus, and flying donkeys that spit spikes at you. And this is just the beginning. Next, Esther vacuums a bunch of money into a machine and releases it with big safes that explode more money. If you get through that, Esther accidentally turns himself into a sausage that shoots meat at you with random cans of sausage floating around. Then Esther goes into a big can with peppers and more sausage.
Okay, no, this one definitely should be higher. I remember this phase. This phase kicked my ass. I couldn't get the hang of this one. This one should probably be a bit, like, higher up on the list.
Just flying across the screen. It's total chaos and a little hard to keep track of it.
And he misgendered? Hang on, can we hear that again, Jack? Can we hear that again? Hang on.
At you with random cans of sausage floating around. Then Esther goes into a big can.
When was the game? Hang on. Bandy's never surviving this video. Holy. Hang on. Where's the he gamers? Where's the he? We're gonna get him cooked. It's gonna be over. Himself? Is it the phrase himself?
Don't shoot all.
Oh, hang on. That's the wrong one. Is there another himself? Oh, hang on. Oh.
Himself into a sausage.
Oh, Bandy, you've been caught. Bandy, you've been off. He's been caught, gamers. He's been caught. He's been caught red-handed.
Sausage that shoots meat at. Explode more money. If you get through that, Esther accidentally turns himself into a sausage.
Turns himself. Ref. What in the large 2022? You're gonna erase a woman from popular culture. Typical. That's just typical, gamers. That's just typical what it is. Get him walking. Another woman taken out from pop culture in the large in the large 2025. All right, women have had it rough for centuries. They be erased. Women had to like use pseudonyms when they wrote books to be taken more seriously. They were like never allowed to be in STEM. They were like forced out of the tech sector. Women have had it so hard, gamers. Come on. What's happening here?
Oh, no, lad.
And Bandy's just twisting the knife.
Wait, is this supposed to be a Pickle Rick meme?
I turned into a sausage! Morty! Cuphead! I turned into a sausage! And they have period cramps? Yeah. Women, I just want all the women in my audience to know. Fucking hate it when you guys get period cramps, okay? I'm 6 foot, but I'm taken, by the way.
That shoots meat at you with random cans of sausage floating around. Then Esther goes into a big can with peppers and more sausages flying across the screen. It's total chaos and a little hard to keep track of everything. 11. Beppy the Clown. For me,
striving for sex or something. Period cramps are fun. They make my gender feel affirmed. I don't know, man. Don't tell my fucking fiance that. She becomes a fucking ball of nothing whenever it's that time of the month. Beppy the Clown. I think that's a fair placement.
Me, this is the boss that started tearing through my lives in anger. The first 3 phases weren't even.
Beppy was where, like, I think Beppy was the first boss I spent like 30 deaths on, you know?
The issue. Beppy starts on this roller coaster and kind of trudges his way towards you, but you also have these ducks on the top that you have to keep shooting at or you'll get Smeckledorfed. Then he turns into a
Could you do that again, please, Bandy? Could we do that again?
Also have these ducks on the top that you have to keep shooting at or you'll get Smeckledorfed.
Smeckledorfed! Oh my god, gamers, you got Smeckledorfed! You're gonna get Smeckledorfed! You're gonna get hoodwinked! You're gonna get Beelzebubs! You're gonna get Flumbadoodless! That's what's gonna happen, gamers. That's what's gonna happen, gamers. That's just what it is. Get it walking.
Then he turns into a balloon and sends out these balloon dog heads, and you also have to avoid the roller coaster. The dogs can be hard to pay attention to because you gotta keep your eyes on the coaster while jumping over pedestrians. The part with the horse isn't that bad. It depends on your RNG with which horse you get, and also when the coaster comes back. The final phase is Beppy's chair swing. It doesn't look like much, but when the coaster is seriously flying down the road and a bunch of penguins start chucking baseballs at you,
yeah, this phase fucking killed me so much. Holy shit.
Your ass, it's way harder than it looks when all
I mean, at least he's describing why the fight is hard. At least, eh?
those factors are combined. 10. Chef Saltbaker.
I would say top 3, personally. Am I wrong for saying that, chat? I would say top 3 for this. Maybe even the hardest fight in the game. It's like top 1, you think? Yeah, it's got to be like top 3 at minimum.
A chef that even Gordon Ramsay would fear. He hurls sugar cubes, limes, strawberries, and dough at you just to start. What's so fascinating about this phase is
like it just feels like there's always something to keep an eye out for, you know what I mean?
all these ingredients are alive, and they're terrified that they're being used as weapons. After that, he grabs you by the hands, and a bunch of pepper shakers start sneezing at you while also attacking the chef at the same time. After that, you end up in a salt field, and the chef turns into some sort of salt tornado that jumps around, and at the very end, you must shoot at his heart while jumping off what I think is falling ice? It's a pretty insane...
Is it? Hang on. Is it not, God, just go back.
And at the very end, you must shoot at his heart.
Is it not salt?
While jumping off what I think is falling.
It's glass, isn't it? Oh, this is glass, and this is salt, isn't it? Isn't it just glass? Like, you broke the glass of the... It's the glass from his body, isn't it? Yeah, that's why it's his heart, right? Oh, no, gamers. It's ChatGPT, isn't it? Gamers. It's Chat NBT? Chat NBT, gamers? Hello, gamers. I'm Chat NBT, and Mario 64 is the best game ever made.
Ice? It's a pretty insane fight, and damn hard too.
It's
mostly the first two phases due to the large amount of obstacles on the screen. 9.
Well, yeah, you're right. I would say even the last two phases aren't that hard. I would say the first two phases do such a good job of, like, lowering your heart count by a lot that the last two phases become quite tense because you're probably only on 1 or 2 hearts, you know? At least from my experience. That's why I would say it's much harder. Because, yeah, the last two phases, it's not like a balls-to-the-walls fight all the time, but the first two phases are just so fucking hard that the last two become incredibly tense because of that, you know?
The Howling Aces. Dogs that are dog
This is harder than fucking Saltbaker?
fighting. Man, this game loves its puns. The first phase starts with some sort of bulldog that hurls tennis balls, bone tattoos, and yarn balls from the cat. These obstacles aren't too bad, but the tennis balls tend to get in your way more often than you'd think. After that, a bunch more dogs circle around you firing little letters. But the real challenge comes in with this massive plane that has paws for its wings and fires deadly lasers at you. But what's worse is the screen flips 90 degrees, which...
Oh, bro, honestly, the rotation is crazy. The rotation is actually... This shit screwed me up so much.
Also alters your controls. It's really wonky getting used to this, and adds a higher level of difficulty. There's even a secret phase that's slightly easier. By shooting the 4 dogs to the point of them releasing gray smoke but not killing them, you'll bring the massive jet to you sooner and fight those same dogs from there. It's a lot easier than all the rotating, that's for sure. 8. The Devil. While not the hardest boss, he definitely has the most intense transformations. There are...
I mean, again, this placement isn't the worst. It's just relative to what we've seen, do you know what I mean? It's just relative to what we've seen. This is crazy. Like, the Devil is harder than Saltbaker. I don't know about you guys. Saltbaker's harder than Devil. 100%. Saltbaker's 100% harder than Devil. Devil's like a top 7 fight. Saltbaker's like top 3, you know?
There are so many attacks that it's hard to remember them all. He turns into a goat and extends his arms to attack from both sides of the screen. He's also got crystal balls and a little purple devil bitch that tries to get in your way.
Little devil bitch gamers. Yeah.
His head can become a spider that lunges down at you. And this is just some of them. In phase 2, you dip into a hole and oh my god, his head is the size of the fucking stage. He'll start throwing axes at you. Rings of fire fly down to hit your limited number of platforms.
Crazy, huh? Thank you so much, Shadow Master.
Big Shot Shadow Master pulls up with $13.43. problem with this ranking is he's talking more about how much he likes them rather than how difficult they are.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the problem with the ranking as a whole. Yeah. Also, he shouldn't have said unalived. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the issue. Like, he's doing the thing. It's the reviewer trope of describing the fight more so than explaining why it's hard or explaining why you think this or explaining what he's doing the description part, but he's not doing the analysis part for the most part. There's somewhere he's done both, but there's a good chunk of him where he literally just described the fight and said, well, it's kind of hard, or it's not that hard once you get it. And I'm just like, where are we going with this, broski? Like, what are we doing? Like, this is probably one of his I would say relative to the year it came out, it's probably the worst Bandy video we've watched, you know what I mean? Because, like, I'm expecting, like, at least, if anything, one thing I liked about his Mario Kart World ranking that we saw, like, was it last week or week before, is that his analysis was really solid. It's just, it was very clear that he only played each track like a couple times. It was an early ranking. If he would have waited like a week or 10 days to like refine his takes a bit more, it would have been a really fucking solid ranking. But like overall, I like his analytical chops. This really just strikes me as like video of the week. He played Cuphead maybe once, maybe even he just watched the fucking YouTube video. I don't even know. And then he just decided to like rank it together. There's so many like little flubs with the skipped writing, like Lorgia. He's like referred to like the glass as ice. He doesn't even know these are casino chips. You know what I mean? There's like so many little flubs in it where this feels like it was either written by him in like a day or was written by like someone, one of his like fucking Discord mods or something. And he just read it out and just like, fucking, but like this really does feel like a cobbled together Bandy video by his standards as well. Even, and again, remember, we've watched old Bandy as well. Old Bandy, even by old, like 2013 standards, what was it, like the top 10 hardest Galaxy levels? I actually really like the analysis in that one. I think he provided some decent analysis, especially by 2013 standards. I think it'd still hold up to this day if he put that video out, like with the analysis he had in there. I think it'd still stand up on its own. But this is like next level. Do you know what I mean? Doesn't he mispronounce things for engagement bait? If anything, that just makes it even more hollow as to what this is. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a valid technique, ruthless businessman. But if anything, that just makes it even more hollow as to what you're intending to do. Are you intending to put out a good ranking because you believe that you had interesting thoughts on Cuphead? Or are you just putting out a weekly video because you wanted to keep your channel alive, you know? It just makes it even more transparent, you know? I just think it's really a shame. I wouldn't be this annoyed with this ranking if it wasn't Bandy. Because I think Bandy's very capable. But evidently this time he just wanted to put a video out. He was just algorithm maxing at the worst. So, honestly, a bit of a shame. But let's continue watching this nonetheless.
The bat bombs make huge explosions. It's a lot to take in. Phase 3 is the same, but you have 3 platforms instead of 5. Plus, there are demons that fly in to spit skulls at you. The final phase really upsets the devil as he begins to cry blood. But it's the easiest part if you save your invincibility, and that's the whole boss. The ending is almost anticlimactic just because it gets easier at the end, but the expressiveness of the devil is unparalleled. This asshole...
Okay, is it hang on, I just want to clarify, chat. He says the expressiveness of the devil is unparalleled, but like, is this not a difficulty ranking? Hang on. Expect this list is based on easiest to hardest. Literally, he says it right there. So like, if it gets easier as it ends, surely the fight is worse, right? You literally said at the beginning of your video, like, what are we doing? Like, this is literally just... This is insane. He changed his mind. Good lord. How many, like, we jokingly say ChatGPT, Indian guy on Fiverr, but I wouldn't be shocked. I genuinely wouldn't be shocked, chat, honestly.
Has put us through some grueling bosses, and it turns out he's
and the worst part is, I don't even want this video to suck. Because listen, I already put out a video saying the drama's back with Bandy. I want this video to be, I like Bandy again. Do you know what I mean? You've ruined, by showing me this video, chat, you've ruined the drama. Now I have to make another video saying the drama's back, Bandy actually sucks. It's ruined, gamers. Now Bandy's gonna hate me. He's not gonna invite me to the cookout anymore. Oh!
Not even as strong as some of them.
It's ruined gamers. He's gonna invite me to the cookout. It was gonna we're gonna be chill. He's gonna meet all the big YouTubers. But now that I've got drama with him for real, it's over now, okay? Him and Lonely Goomba are gonna fucking tag team. And then fucking destroy and then nuke my channel now. That's what's gonna happen, chat. Him and Lonely Goomba, because Lonely Goomba hates me, as we all know.
Which in a way is also quite satisfying. 7. Jimmy the Great.
It's 7th place for Jimmy. For slipping Jimmy. Broski. Slipping Jimmy, yeah? So we're calling
Will
it assist
Smith.
now?
But he's red, by far one of the most dynamic shooting stages in the game. Jimmy summons a treasure chest, which can be absolute hell or moderately annoying. The flying Cassicarbs aren't the worst thing to avoid. The other forms are much more irritating. After some hits, the level turns into a side-scroller and you have to blast away the blocks with faces on them. A sarcophagus appears next, revealing a slimy version of Jimmy.
Again, we're just doing the description thing again?
He can shoot planets out of his eyes now, so that's cool. After that, you'll fight Cuphead that fires tons of
Again, that whole phase was just, it's kind of cool. Again,
bullets, and honestly, it's the floating genie head that sucks. This thing also shoots a sporadic amount of bullets, and
okay, this one's got actual analysis, okay.
makes this boss a pain since there's no consistency. For the final phase, Jimmy gets big and a bunch of pyramids surround Cuphead.
Okay.
You'll have to avoid the pyramid lasers and a set of rings from Jimmy's bind. This is an intricate and tough boss, but on top of that, there's even a secret phase. In phase 4, if you
It's an intricate, but I mean, like, even your own footage kind of fails you, right? What's so intricate about this? It's boss fight on the right, lasers on the side. Like, if anything, you'd want to show the most intricate sequence of this boss, wouldn't you? But like, this one seems pretty easy.
And tough boss, but on top of that, there's even a secret phase. In phase 4, if you're a mini plane, Mini Cuphead appears and you go right to the final phase. Skipping the Cuphead fight might sound great, but it makes the final phase like 10 times harder. 6. Werner Werman, the rat that hangs out in the Campbell soup can. He fires bombs with
And this is third?
leftover fire trails,
Oh, this
chucks
is sixth. Sorry, not third. I'm spacing out.
traps, and the whole time you see an eye watching you through the cracks. Then you've got the bottle cap phase where Werner attacks with fire streams on the top or bottom, and bottle caps swing towards you, so you have to very carefully navigate your way around.
Okay, remember, guys, this is harder than Chef Saltbaker, by the way, guys. Harder than Saltbaker, harder than the Devil. Harder. I would say Beppy is harder than this guy. I would say Glumstone is harder than this guy. I would say Moonshine Mob is harder than this guy. I'd say Cala Maria is harder than this guy. I would say fucking, yeah, a lot of bosses are harder than this guy.
Around both obstacles. This section is really difficult because the bottle caps come in so erratically. It's just disorienting trying to keep yourself safe. And then at the end, you take on Katzenwagen since he eats Warren in quotations, but let's be honest, it's just Tom from Tom and Jerry. It is, look at him. This phase isn't too bad if you can take out the ghost quickly.
And a bit of cat racism as well. Oh, Bandy. So we hate women, we hate minorities. What else do we hate, Bandy? Oh! We hate analysis. We hate good takes. We hate everything in this video, isn't it? Oh, Bandy!
And pay attention to the cat's paws that swoop from one side or the other. In terms of difficulty, it's pretty split down the middle. 5.
So why is it 6 then? Why is it 6? Why is it 6? What do you mean split down the middle? This is we're in the top 6, broski. What do you mean split down the middle? This should be like amongst the hardest bosses in the game. No, there is no split down the middle. It should be like, okay, we're in hard ones now. What is happening here?
5.
Phantom Express top 5? Maybe, but again, relative to this whole list, I'm just like...
Express. This ghostly boss requires the right weapons to get through, and even then, it's still pretty tough. Blind Spectre ironically shoots eyeballs at you, and the main gimmick is controlling your central platform by parrying off these little wheels. This pink soap will also move these wheels, so you have to constantly parry the soap or you'll probably get screwed over. The second phase is the conductor throwing hands, and if you're careful, this part isn't too shabby, but phase 3 is rough. These lollipop ghouls keep spraying lightning across the level, and this is also with extra ghosts and their pink skulls. I had to deliberately save invincibility for this phase because it can be so
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty tough.
unforgiving.
Maybe he meant hard as in it goes hard? I don't know. Maybe, I don't know.
At the end, you take on the train itself, which can suddenly run like a horse. Man, Cuphead gets so absurd. You have to parry his
Man. What will they think of next, gamers? A runaway train that literally runs away? What will they think of next, eh, Bandy? Eh, Bandy?
tail to open up the heart while also avoiding flames and rings of bones. This is another boss with a ton going on at once. It takes a lot of practice to come up with your own strategies.
I love the little skeleton.
4. Wally Warbles.
Fuck my life. This? Top 4? What are we doing there, boys? This is like top 15, maybe. What we did. Remember, guys, we've not seen Briny Beard. Holy shit, guys, I just realized. We have not seen Briny Beard. We have not seen... I like it, but top 4. Remember, Luigi, no. Some people in the chat have been asking, guys, this is a difficulty ranking. I want to show you guys one more time. Don't make me pull up the transcript, chat. Don't make me pull up the transcript. It's right there. Expect this list to be based on easiest to hardest, gamers. Don't make me pull up the transcript.
I hate this bird. Now we're getting to the bosses that had me cursing up a storm. There's only 3 phases, but they're all grueling to tackle. The first one has some bullets from a glove and eggs that explode on impact. You've also got some birds to shoot down.
Like, I didn't think any of them were particularly crazy. I think this boss is like tough, but like by Cuphead standards, not really. You know, I think the bullet hell section's okay. I think like this opening section's okay.
You can get used to it with practice. The second phase is just stupid. Tons of feathers fly off Wally. And
this is compared to Carl. Like this bullet hell. Look how much space you get. Like, just bearing in mind, guys, I'm old. I'm 31. Okay, I have come to the conclusion that my reaction time is not what it used to be. And if there was a in my face example of that, it was Battlefield 6 when I played the open beta last weekend. Okay. Some of the little fucking Timmies I was seeing playing that game were breaking my fucking ankles, okay? I have not got the reaction time I used to, and I admit it. This bullet hell phase is not that hard. You get so much room. On Carl's room, you do not get a lot, which I fucking hate that one. But this one, you get like, it's like a mountain of room, bro. There's at least 3, you can at least fit 3 Cupheads in here, bro. Like, come on.
you have to dodge your way around all of them. After dying on this boss so many times, you're much more likely to choke, even if you've already figured out the pattern to avoid these. Then, the bird starts flying around in a nest with a bunch of eggs protecting him, and these eggs are deceptively hard to avoid. They come out of nowhere when you least expect it, even on the way to the—
No, I think they have a very consistent pattern. They go in small and then they go in like I think they're very consistent, so they're relatively easy to dodge. Like they might catch you unawares at a bad time, but they're very consistent. They go in and then go around and go in and going around. So
hospital, you're still fighting Wally since the doctors chuck pills, bones, and all sorts of shit your way. It's just never ending. This boss is relentless. 3.
Gamers. We have to run a VAR check, gamers. Chat, before we... Briny Beard is incredible. Hold, chat. Hold the Briny Beard. Hold the Briny Beard, chat. Hold. Gamers, watch carefully.
Even on the way to the hospital, you're still fighting Wally since the doctors chuck pills, bones, and all sorts of shit your way. It's just never ending. This boss is relentless.
He did not use bombs once.
Send him off! Send the drifting gate off! Get him off the field! That was diabolical! Get him off the field!
That's just typical what it is. Get it walking. You're unbelievable. Doesn't know. That's diabolical. That is actually diabolical. The only reason he put Wally Warbles at 4th is because he didn't know you could use bombs. He didn't know you could use bombs. Can we say it? I think you can say it, gamers. I think we can say it. And that's not even the worst part, chat. The worst part is Briny Beard.
3.
Is number fucking 3. Bandy, I want you to understand, okay? I do not allow my chat to use the phrase skill issue. It's legitimately a bannable offense. Some people are in the void now because they use that phrase, because I hate it so much. I think it's a useless phrase that kills any conversation. But for one night only, I've allowed it this once. Because I well and truly believe that is a Dandori issue, my man. It has to be. It has to be. Like, literally. It's not a case of bad analysis, so we're just going to say skill issue. It's not a case of we don't agree with him, so skill issue. It literally, by the letter of the law, is a skill issue. You did not know you could use bombs, therefore. Diabolical. And then, Briny Beard gamers. Briny Beard.
Captain Briny Beard. You need like 5 eyeballs to pay attention to everything happening. I dread this boss. You've probably noticed this barrel—
This is like the easiest Inkwell Isle free boss. And remember, gamers, you're talking to a guy who isn't a gamer that much anymore. I'm like a lowercase g gamer these days, chat. I'm not as hardcore as I use it. I could beat this boss with 1 life. I could literally boot up the game right now and beat this boss in 1 life. I'm not even joking when I say that.
That's chilling on the dock at all times. It is a nuisance the whole time. It never goes away.
Yeah, but what makes the barrel easy is that you can bait it when there's not a lot going on, and it has a cooldown. That's what makes this barrel easy. Literally, once you notice that, you can bait it so that it doesn't drop in unfortunate circumstances.
You know you're in for a doozy when this small barrel is a problem.
No, it's absolutely not. You can very easily cheese this barrel.
Beard starts by firing some pellets at you. This phase is fine and all.
Literally, when he's like going, he's not looking at you. So you can literally, what you do is when Bandy Beard's not attacking, you can literally just bait him to hit you, and then easy. It's literally so easy to work around this hazard. It's unbelievable.
It's when the sea animals come in. A shark can charge onto the dock and take a bite at you. The barrel and ship lunges cannonballs. A squid squeezes out deadly ink. All this crap happens simultaneously. And for the final phase, the ship really comes to life and starts shooting long-lasting lasers and fireballs at you. You can avoid these by ducking, but then there's the goddamn barrel that can still hit you.
Which is why when the mouth is closed, you bait the barrel, so you only have 2 out of 3 hazards to worry about. What we do. And the ink doesn't even hurt you. The ink doesn't hurt you, right? I don't remember that, so I didn't talk about that. The ink doesn't hurt you, right, chat? Oh man, that barrel that he hates, I guess, that fucking barrel that I hate. It doesn't do. So I'm being confirmed that it doesn't do damage. Diabolical placement, honestly.
I hate this boss. 2. Dr. Call's robot.
Okay, this is a fair placement. This is a fair play. Okay, this, chat, this is 100%. If I was doing a ranking, this would easily be top 3. Easily top 3. Probably my hardest. This would be number 1. That fucking clanker, bruv.
Oh, God.
I fucking hate this boss, man. Actually, there's a boss that's hard where, I respect that it's hard. Saltbaker took me a while to beat, chat, but I respect Saltbaker. This fucking bucket of bolts. Holy shit! What a shit boss fight! I don't know who does it. Who was it? Which one of you guys are Studio MDHR? Who am I trying to chat with? Fucking boss that I hate,
watching
man.
the fight over. It's not even that it's heavy on the multitasking. It's just really, really hard. Like seriously, this robot.
I would say it's both. It's the fact that it's hard and it really piles on the multitasking.
Reaches unfun territory. You have to play near perfectly to get through this. Start at the top, let the tracer laser shoot, and immediately go to the abdomen to take out the light bulb drone things. At just the right time, parry the chest spot thing to avoid getting hit. You have to do all this with extreme precision, or at least that's what I figured out. When you do destroy the abdomen, these homing bombs come out that you need to hit, and their explosion hitbox is massive. It's so easy to take a hit just by destroying your target. The head afterwards pushes out a ton of screws, and once you've destroyed the whole thing, you'll shoot at the heart while an arm from behind lunges and fires laser balls. This is just the first phase, and it's already absurd.
Too much, man.
The second phase isn't too bad, at least with some practice. You basically have to train the bombs like you're playing Call of Duty Zombies and hit the robot head whenever the cycle...
Zombies, man. Yeah, I take it all back. I take it all back, gamers. You know how it works, gamers. Thing that I know mentions, therefore, everything's taken. I've taken it back. Gamers.
Lines up correctly.
No drama with Bandy.
And the final phase is ridiculous as well. Dr. Call fires radial bursts from a gem while electric walls cover half the stage. And the game has the audacity to add foreground objects to make it harder to see the bursts. I love how creative this boss is, but it is just miserable
fucking hate
to fight.
Man.
1. Grim Match.
Rip. I would say this is a top half boss. I'd probably put this around like top 10. Number 1. Hardest boss in the game, yeah? Broski. I'm not defending this, brother. I'll be real with you. Bandy, I can't defend this. Bandy, I can't defend this. I can't defend this, broski. Harder than Saltbaker. Harder than Dr. Carr. Harder than everyone. Like, yeah, I'd say relative to when you fight it, it's definitely hard. But, like... Come on. Bandy.
I'm assuming most people find the dragon to be the most challenging, or maybe I just didn't figure out the best strats. But
yeah, I think it's number 2, broski.
Let me tell you, I spent the most time fighting this green mother bitch. I had to beat it on...
And then he's censoring his swears as well, gamers. Oh, man. It's just my pet peeve. He's just doing all my pet peeves, gamers. Like, for me, I'm like, the odd swear, I'm like, fair. But like, you swore, in your script, you wrote 2 swears in a row, and you went beep, beep, instead of like calling him like a fucking Monday to Friday donkey liquor instead of a motherfucking cunt or something like that. You know what I mean? Come on. Bandy. This literally is for... You're a scriptwriter, Bandy. You've been doing this for 15 years, man. I know you've got that lexicography in you, all right? If I wanted to stop swearing right now, I'd fucking study the moist critical school of using metaphors and similes, you know what I mean? Come on. Come on. Diabolical, lads.
Tell you, I spent the most time fighting this green bitch. I had to beat it on simple first before going back and playing on normal. In this first phase, Grim fires these laser rings, and half the time, I can't see when to parry because I have to jump above the screen. He also attacks with his tail and some swift-moving fireballs. This first section is tricky, but you'll at least figure out patterns over time. The second and third phase...
So then why is it... Again, it's the analysis that fucks with me. If something is hard, but you can get the hang of it relatively quickly, why is it not... Like, I would say, if something is number 1 hardest boss, like, for me, if I was like, say, I've got Mega Man closest to the brain, right? I'd put, like, Shadow Man, for example, as, like, one of the hardest bosses in, like, the classic Mega Man games, because of the random factor. You can't always 100% account for what move he's going to do next, even if you predict it. As a result, it ends up being a really tough fight. I would say it's unfair in its toughness because it ends up being more RNG, but that's why I would say. But and that's why I'd rank it high. It's not that if something's hard, but you can get after a while, one step above that is hard, and regardless of how many times you try it, it's still hard. You know? That's what I would say. You can't, like, you just can't, yeah. If something is muscle memorable, you can still rank it high for being hard, but the really truly hardest things are the things that can't be muscle memory. So they're like quick reactions, or like you have to really adapt on the fly, you know? And the fact that you can muscle memory this, like, just should outright just rule it out of being like top 1, at least top 1, right? Come on, Bandy. Come on, man. I know you know this as well. I know you know this.
Are a little different. His tongue stretches out, and walking flames will randomly jump at you. You get a sound and visual cue like most other enemies, but it's very quick with these flames. There's lots of moment where the RNG is set up to where it's impossible to avoid getting hit, so that's really irritating.
Is it? And even if it was, like, hang on. Again, chat, remember. In his Galaxy ranking, chat, one thing I praised was his power of editing, right? If it's possible, if it's as easy as you say to get a situation in which it's like you're so screwed, you're so up shit's creek that it's impossible to dodge, why don't you show us a clip? Like, for me, it looks like, yeah, you have to keep jumping right, but look at this. Like, the enemies have a very clear, like, distinct animation. Look, you see right there, like, he crouches. Obviously, I'm going frame by frame, so it looks slower than it is. What I'm trying to show you is that, like, he has a very clear and distinct crouch animation, and you said he has a sound cue. So how hard can it be, really? Do you know what I mean? If I play it again in real time, just for consistency,
like most other enemies, but it's very quick with these flames. There's lots of moment where the RNG is set up to where it's impossible to avoid getting hit, so that's really irritating. Then for the final,
so like, what are we doing here, broski?
Phase, you fight a 3-headed Grim, and they release these tiny flame balls that explode into fast clusters, so it makes more sense to avoid them, which is way harder than you would think. Oh, and these fireballs...
So why did he make it look easy, then? This looks easy as piss, broski. This looks easy... This looks Bro, what are we doing here? Where's the gameplay? Where's the gameplay, broski? Where's the gameplay?
Clusters, so it makes more...
Where's the editing?
...sense to avoid them, which is way harder than you would think. Oh, and these fireballs, they like to move in this slightly diagonal path, which is the most inconvenient way of going about it. And then, of course, one of the heads shoots deadly fire breath, but at the very least, you get more of a warning for it. The challenge really comes down to constantly moving on the tiny clouds. It's like trying to balance on a needle the whole time. It's incredible that
Not broski. Like, yeah, you did a better job of showing why the robot was hard. Do you know what I mean? And then, like, for a lot of them, like, you had the right weapon, you had, like, good weapons, but for this one, you brought the pea shooter? I don't know what to tell you, man.
Boss in this game manages to be unique, creative, and offers something new that we've never seen before. Let me know what your thoughts are down below, and until next time.
Broski. Gamers, what an unbelievable video. That is actually diabolical. Holy shit, man. Good lord, man. See, like, if another YouTuber made this video, we'd just laugh. I would just laugh at how shit their analysis was. But we've literally seen modern day Bandy have good analysis, in his case it was Mario Kart video. We've seen 2013 Bandy be good with analysis with his other videos. So why was this video, like, just uncharacteristically terrible? Oh, man. Everything about this was just out of whack. Editing was off. The script writing was off. He was describing more than analyzing. The placements were weird. Oh, man. Truly a goat wash moment. And listen, every big YouTuber has a stinker of a video. But, like, I don't know, man. If I ever upload a video this stinky, it's getting unlisted, bro. That's what I'm saying. It'd get unlisted with a quickness, man. Fuck it, hell that. I don't know, the residual views worth it, Bandy? I wouldn't say so. I would say it's diabolical if you ask me. By your standards, this is terrible. This is actually, like, that's the only word to use. This is, by your standards, by your very high standards, this is not that good, brother. Not that good at all. Atrocious, even. Let's have a look at the comments. This was released within 4 days of the Actually algo maxing. Holy. Anyway. Let's have a look at the comments, shall we? Let's have a look at the comments, gamers. Fuck. Algo slop if you've ever seen it. This is literally just gonna... Literally, the Moresty video is gonna be like, when your goat is washed. The Nathaniel Bandy drama is over. A small bit about the lower thirds. We recently upgraded our video editing software and it completely ruined them when transferring over. So after this rank video, we're going to make another custom lower thirds. It's more similar to the old one. But we like to spice up anyway. I have no idea what you're talking about, Bandy. I'll be real with you. But let's continue. One little detail about the Rook is that he's an executioner. That's why he's firing heads at you. But that's not all. Notice when he fires a pink head, he looks kind of shocked. Maybe a little scared. When you parry it, he gains a nasty grin. It's like he's ready to get revenge on the Rook. Yeah? That's a nice little touch, actually. I never noticed that. I can't believe how different us players can experience the games. I had like a totally different experience with these bosses. Good video nonetheless. Always fascinating to hear other people's opinions and stuff like this. Yeah, but like, here's the thing though. Like, I don't feel like I got Bandy's analysis of these bosses. I feel like I just got a fucking generic top ranking. Do you know what I mean? That's the worst bit. I actually really like Bandy's analysis in his Galaxy video. Even his the top 10 Mario games video. Like, I roasted that it's fair... it's fair bit, but even then I thought that video was kind of cool, you know? This was just like, I can't believe this. Watch Mojo called, literally. And the character's hypnotist, yeah, literally. We all said this, yeah. Honestly, some of the harder boss you face could have been easily defeated if you used weapons like the spread shot or the lobber. Real! True! Honestly! Easy or hard, almost every boss in this game is fun to fight, and the soundtrack just makes it all the more better. Interesting you hearted this comment, eh, Bandy? Interesting. I love how everyone has different experience with each boss. For example, Briny Bearded Green Mansion and Wally were some of the easiest, but for him, they're all top 4. Yeah, again, it's not like... I'm okay with him putting these at top 4 if, like, it made sense, like, if he described it well, but, like, his Briny Beard one was a barrel that you can easily cheese. Do you know what I mean? That's the issue for me. It's not like, if you're telling me you found Briny Beard hard, and I'm like, oh, why did you find it hard? Oh, because fucking barrel. I'm like, you could bait the barrel. I feel like I figured that out relatively quickly, right? I'm not even trying to do like I'm better at the game than you therefore, but like, I feel like that's just something you figure out relatively quickly. Like, because like, Cuphead's a game about looking for animations, right? The animations in the game are really important. Not only do they look slick, but they give you a tell as to what you can look for. And by the time you've been to Inkwell Island 3, you should know to look out for animations. Like when a boss kind of does one of these, is he going to jump at you? If a boss hits you one of these, is he going to swipe at you? Like the game does a very good job of communicating what enemies about to do with his animations. So when you see the barrel going, that's just a sign that like he's not looking and paying attention. When he looks down all like angry, okay, he's ready to strike at you, you know? So like that's something you should notice very, very relatively quickly, especially since the game like conditions you for that early on with its parry system. The game constantly teaches you to look for pink stuff. Pink stuff means parry. Pink stuff means parry. So you're constantly on the lookout for extra tells and give you information. So the fact that you found Bandy be that hard to me just goes that you just didn't. That you didn't pay attention. It's not even a case of you found a boss hard and I didn't, therefore, okay, that's fine. You know what I mean? It's just the case that you weren't paying attention. You know? And again, for your, what's it? The bird boss, the bird brain motherfucker, in none of your clips did you show using bombs. If you told me you found that boss hard, fair enough. But in none of your clips did you use bombs. You know the weapon, you know the alternate weapon type that helps you defeat enemies lower than you? So is that maybe why you found it hard? Unbelievable. Anyway, let's continue. I'll be here all day. Oh, I'm actually upset, gamers. I was starting to warm up to Bandy, but he's just like the rest of them. He's just like the rest of them, gamers. I never disagree with real. Mangosteen is the easy. Even Checkmark. Even Checkmark disagrees with it. Oh. Weird how different our experience in difficult is. I had a hedge time with a bee and a mermaid, and I beat my parrot in the second try. Wait, that's because you're a normal person. Yes, Super Potato 60. That's the normal experience. That's literally how it works. Oh man, I'll be really fan. Half a try with a harder boss in this could be made. Real. Hang on. Thank you, pizzazz music. You got some pizzazz in your body. The reason being a carrot grows in the other. Yeah, I think people already explained this to him. Fair. It's fascinating how different players are. One because it's hard, the other might consider it's easy. Again, say it with me again, class. You finding a boss hard that I found easy and vice versa is not the issue. It's when there's a very clearly you're just being a dumbass reason as to why you thought the boss was hard. You thought the bird brain boss was hard, whose name I'm forgetting and no one's corrected me in the chat. You found bird brain hard because you didn't use bombs. You found fucking Briny Beard hard because you just didn't look for animations. Like, you just didn't pay attention enough, broski. It's Wally, thank you. Wally Warbles, thank you. In my opinion, Calamari is the hardest boss to go for S because the last phase is very RNG based. If you get frozen in front of this, but yes, exactly. Positioning. Demo King. You make the video, Demo King. You make the video. You make the video. Yes, that's why I thought the last phase was hard too. Oh my god, I said the same thing. I've still got. Why is Mangosteen high? Why is Bandy third? Why is Easy Boss so high up? Use different weapons instead of just the pea shoot and the chaser. He uses roundabout because he's a bad player. Yap yap. Do it. Do. What the fuck? Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Palpatine ass over here. Grim is so hard. Lobber, you know I exist, right? Literally. Putting Mangosteen above any boss is a crime. Real. Little Women dies every time he looks straight at the boss with the roundabout shot. Real. It's crazy seeing how different. Oh man. Like again, I'm just like, guys, I'm not built to be a big YouTuber. I lied. Gamers, I lied. I'm gonna hit 100k and I'm gonna disappear off the internet. Okay? Because the idea that like I could make a video this like phoned in, chat. Wow, it's so fun. We had such different experiences. You know? Do you know what this feels like, chat? I think like me and Miro talked about this, but it's like when you make a video that like wasn't your best work, and one of your big fans goes, "Well, it's nice that you enjoyed making this video." That's their polite way of saying the video was shit. You know, it's like, wow, what an interesting alternate perspective. The video was shit. In my opinion, a ton of these bosses have been bumped down on my books due to the brand new weapons, charms, and Miss Chalice. For example, Grim Manchester used to be a pain because of the way it attacks. Miss Chalice and Crackshot is to be... For me, if I was doing a ranking, though, if I was doing a Cuphead difficulty ranking, I don't think I'd count Miss Chalice. I would say I'm doing this with... I'm doing the base game bosses with base game material on regular difficulty, and I'm doing the DLC with, obviously, Miss Chalice. I can count Miss Chalice if I want to, you know? That's probably how I would do it, personally. I don't know. Just to be consistent, I guess. I honestly thought Chef Solberg was number one. I think he's one of those pay attention to 50 minutes on things, and the boss by far took the most time to beat. Yeah, exactly. Like, Chef Saltbaker is a boss you can't muscle memory or cheese. You have to get really good at adapting to your surrounding. Really fucking good, really quickly. And also makes that boss so unbelievably hard. It's going to show the difference. Classic. Wow. Wow. I have some serious problems with this list. Ribby and Croaks, I pay Harlan Mortimer for his Barons. Absurd take. Absurd games. And Captain Ryan is first spur. Supposedly Harlan Chef Norweger? This is insane. I cannot fathom the opinion that Brandy Beard is the third hardest boss in the game. That's insane to me. Good job, Default Dan. You cooked him. You cooked him in the Crow cheats. No, he said Mangosteen Abel is the hardest. Everyone's cooking him for Mangosteen. Hey, NB, they're cooking you. They're cooking you in the Mangosteen comments, bro. Bro, they're cooking you. The Mangosteeners. The Mangosteeners, bro. They're cooking at you. I'm glad you have an opinion, Matthew. I need the Matthew opinion. Yeah, I think it's just... Cuphead's hard, but also a great game. Highly recommend to everyone. Interesting, Bandy. Interesting. Interesting, Banditholomy. Interesting. Oh, 18-year-old where? I completely disagree with your list, but it's cool seeing what people consider more or less challenging. Me personally, I can't stand the DLC boss. Maybe Mortal 3 is kind of easy, but every other boss is close to the top 10 hardest. With Chef Saltbaker being the hardest, if not second to Dr. Carl. Oh, you know what? I get a round of applause. Very, very respectful. I remember at this point he was a 15-year-old on YouTube as well. I expect him to be a piece of shit like every 15-year-old is, you know what I mean? Yo, good on him. Mature young lad he is. Good stuff. Got a good head on his shoulders. You'll do big in the YouTube game, kid, okay? Not me. I'm going to burn out at 20k because everyone's going to hate me, including the Lonely Goomba. I disagree and respect it. But don't forget about... But did you forget about the planes bomb drop alt fire? I feel like it could have made Wally and Carl much more tolerable to him. Yeah. He didn't use anything but the chaser, the boomerang, and the P-shot. Like, bro missed out on the charge lobber and the spread shot. Crazy. Crazy. Another Mangosteen... Mangosteener. The Mangosteeners gamers. The Mangosteeners are in. I feel like the boss would be easy if you didn't just chase everything. You underestimate how little damage it does. Glad I'm not the only one who noticed that. Finally, someone who noticed that. Nice joke. Almost every The skull emoji sob joy combo. That's a triple gut punch, brother. That is a triple gut punch. If I got hit with one of these, I wouldn't make a video ever again. I'm baffled the rating you gave Brandy Beard and Worman. I have to find these bosses easier to sally, but I have the question, did you try spread? You're so close to the boss and make short work of them. Also, I think you just got lucky Calamaria. Not having Calamaria top 5 is criminal. I want to say top 5 personally. Alright, we know what we gotta do, gamers. We know what we gotta do. We know what we gotta do. We know what we gotta do. Why the heck is everyone getting so pressed? This has been made 3 years ago. I'm getting pressed because by Bandy standards, this video is the worst video I've ever watched. Even his videos 10 years, even his striving for originality era was better than this. And I'm not even joking when I say that. You're so hilarious. Mods kill him. Mods kill him. How? What's going on here? I am a 15-year-old and I'm not a piece of shit. You are. That's how that works, Bick. That's how that works. 15 is your piece of shit era. Alright, that's how it works. Lord knows I was. Don't ask Sir Musty. Don't ask 15-year-old Sir Musty what he was doing in the Call of Duty lobbies, okay? Don't ask. You're trash at the game. Don't ever make a list again. Okay, that's mean. That's mean. I'm down voting that. I'm down voting it. That's mean. I'm sorry. Oh, they noticed, gamers. They noticed. Can we look good, Dr. House? Yeah, true. Facepalm, gamers. It's not that hard. Just get good and use better loadouts. I already beat the game on Xbox on most of the S ranks on the DLC and main game. Get good. Learn from this loot. Downvote. Hit him with the Vro? It's a downvote game. That's a downvote. I'm fighting that dragon and robot. I do not see how the dragon is tougher than the robot. Dragon emoji, clanker emoji. On G. Downvote. I love the twist, but please switch your weapon and item. Dragon is so easy with the Orgor lower. So I can't say this list is accurate. So why do you love the list then? Very inconsistent, Evan. You did not just rank mangosteen as the hardest. Evan, the mangosteens are still here. They're still here, gamers. Good lord. Carrot is like that because it's good for you. A lot of people pointing that out. Today I learned there are wrong opinions. How does bro hate Bandy? That's literally one of my favorite bosses. I just got to Inkwell 3. You just got there now. You just got there now, Stratilex? Downvote. I recognize him. I haven't seen him in the chat in a while, but I recognize him. Armor, go finish the game, nerd. Go finish the game. This video is BS. If you think Bunny's easier than 8-Ball, I instantly this video is made by a kid. Family Guy 2747. Eiffel Tower profile picture. Goopy Legrand at 28 is crazy. Wilted Rose. Too many Vine Booms, gamers. Too many Vine Booms. Honestly, Briny Bitchbeard was insane.
Oh my god!
So many mean comments. So many mean comments, gamers. Is he calling him tree? I agree.
Cala Maria. I don't know why, but I think I...
Whose son is this? Whose son is this? Whose son is this? Pick up your son. Never ever rank again. Oh, man. I thought this video was honestly pretty good. You know what? I disagree, but hey. Fair. Fair dues, broski. Fair dues. That's a downvote. That's a banned phrase on my stream, okay? This better be a joke video. TS not correct at all. I beat some of 4th try noobs. Anyway, one more, gamers, one more. Hang on. Himself? Actually, he realized in real time, chat. He just doesn't give a shit, poor guy. You know, I respect his soy coaster. It's like, you know what? I just don't care. I'll be honest, I just don't care, mate. I'm just above this. I'm just beyond this now. But either way. Closing thoughts, Mr. Bartholomew. Very disappointing. Well and truly, if I could take the mask off for a second, by your standards, very disappointing. Honestly, genuinely, really, really disappointing. Analysis was lacking. Doing more describing than actually ranking. A lot of the you didn't even change your weapons a lot of the time. So I feel like you didn't even try in a lot of tents. I feel like you should try a variety of weapons to really get a hang of the bosses. A lot of the placements were just whack, but it's not the good kind of whack where you place something weird but you justify it. It's the bad kind of whack where you place something and you don't justify it. So overall, Bandy, honestly, the drama is... this is the ending of the drama, gamers. This is the end of the drama. Bandy and me are no longer friends, gamers. We're no longer friends. Until he makes a good video and then we'll be best friends again, okay? The drama is crazy and the situation will never resolve itself. And I'll leave it there. Horrible way to go.